lovelies, it's Lex, and I have another speed build for you. So since I made that other little tiny house, I decided that I wanted to do another tiny house, but try to make it even smaller. So I decided that I was going to make the bed a loft bed, and that was how I was going to save some space in this tiny house. I left, I believe, all of my play testing in, just so you guys could see that everything does work. I didn't have any problems with it. I did have to play with a couple of things to get them to work properly, but it wasn't as bad as I thought that it was going to be. And the build actually only took me about like 20 minutes ish, but I would say that I'm like a faster builder. I don't overthink things like I don't want to say a lot of other people, but a lot of people that I'm friends with that do building on Sims as well. It takes them way longer to build things than it takes me to build things, because they kind of like overanalyze everything, and I just don't really worry about it as much. If I put something in, I like where it looks and it works, I just let it go, and that's how it is. So the general layout, since it's a tiny house, is everything is in one room except the bathroom. So this is our first little testing thing here, and I was stupid and forgot to put stairs in. I was like, why can Steve not get in here? Like, ridiculous, but it was because of the stairs. The fridge doesn't work right there. I wasn't sure exactly where the reference point was going to be for him to get into the bed, and it's 2 squares in. So I just moved the fridge 1 square over, and then we did our stove right next door, made a lot of little, pretend storage up above the bed there. And he's still able to use the bed, so I wasn't really worried about it. The only other thing that I really needed to change in here is later on, you'll see that I put one of those really small, like, corner pieces of a counter in next to the computer, because I thought that that would be large enough for them to be able to do cooking on, but apparently it is not. So I end up getting rid of that and putting in a full-size regular countertop. I had him make some macaroni and cheese as like a test to make sure the stove and everything was working. And he used the stove fine, but whenever he went to like pour it into a bowl, he couldn't use the counter. And I was like, seriously, dude, like you can't just like hold the bowl and pour it in there, like whatever. So I had to change that, but everything else was fine. I was gonna have the porch be a little bit bigger, but you can see here I'm kind of making it smaller, because at this point I was like, oh, I want to make this a mobile home, because a lot of tiny houses, you're able to hook up to cars so that you can kind of like go wherever you want. I could never live in a tiny house. I have so much crap that there's no way that I could live in a tiny house. It wouldn't happen. I would hate it. I would be miserable. The cats would be miserable. My rats would be miserable. It would be terrible. So I could never do it. If you have one, fantastic for you. Let me know down in the comments how that's going for you, but I couldn't do it. I have too many things. So the porch ends up just being that bench. I kind of moved the stairs over to the left there and put a little railing in front. And then the only other thing I have in here as like an item is I ended up adding a fire pit to the left there. But that's it. There isn't even a bookshelf in here, which is kind of crappy of me that I didn't put one in, but you could get rid of the bench I have out front and add one if you wanted to, since there isn't seasons, like the stuff wouldn't get rained on. Or you could possibly add one in on that empty spot next to that plant by the bed, but that might cause the bed to not work. I didn't try it, but if you guys want to try it, go crazy. So those like shield things and then the pool lights are my pretend wheels for the mobile portion of this. I only put them on the porch. I didn't put them like up towards the house at all, but it doesn't matter. They're just there for funsies. Then we just have our little walkway up to the porch, the pretend driveway, I guess, that's going up to the truck. And then I end up using that lattice thing to pretend to be like the hitch, the hitch from the truck onto the mobile home. And then the truck is just one of the kids' toys sized up so that it looks like an actual car. I wish we did have cars, but since we don't have the open world, like, your Sims don't really need them anymore. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, people. However, everybody is having a fantastic day. The other reason I did this is because I had a request to do another couple of these little tiny homes. So if you guys like them, let me know down in the comments and I'll do some more of them. If you don't, let me know and I won't do them anymore. But have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please feel free to leave me suggestions in the comments below for builds you like to see, questions you have about building, anything and all you want to tell me about your life, because I love to read comments. And I will see everybody in the next video.